Hello, leaders, and welcome to a brand new week of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this week, I'm going to be talking about the challenge of game changers, or things that may be really good or really bad, and the challenges that may arise with each situation. Today, I'm going to start talking about your super employee. Now, he or she is the one who does everything perfectly. I mean, they exceed all of your expectations. They're always ahead of schedule. They always meet or beat the deadlines. They're always looking sharp. They're always professional. They always know exactly what to do because they are basically your perfect employee. The thing is, super employees are usually very difficult to find, and they may actually have a negative impact on the rest of your team, because they have a tendency to make others look bad simply because they're so good. If and when this happens, the rest of your team may just start to resent your super employee, even to the point where they'll isolate him or her. Leaders can recognize this and closely mentor the super employee. However, you need to be careful not to spend too much time with your super employee, because if you spend too much time with them, then that looks bad and people will start resenting them because you're spending too much time with them. But you can still manage them and mentor them in a way that helps the entire team be better. A super employee is a game changer because you can build an amazing team around this one person if you lead them in a way that sets up your entire team for success. One of the best things you can help your super employee with is to make sure they don't become boastful or arrogant. Because somebody who is a super employee and does everything great, and if they become boastful and arrogant, man, everybody on the team starts hating them, maybe even you as their leader. Another area can be to make sure you keep them grounded and ensure they're not always in a leadership role. Have other people lead them sometimes, because that'll give them an opportunity to see the different positions, and it'll allow other people to lead them and possibly seek some help from your super employee. So I wanted to give you a couple examples here. Have you ever seen the movie Rudy? Rudy was not the most talented football player, but he was an overachiever who gave 100% at every single practice. He wasn't talented enough to make the Notre Dame real football team, but he loved his role on the practice squad, and his dedication and hard work made some of his fellow teammates look bad. Rudy didn't know how not to give 100%, and he was all in all the time. And towards the end of the season, some of his other players or some of his other teammates just resented him for it because he was always giving it 100%, and they were tired. Now, Rudy was loved by his coaches because of his hard work ethics and his dedication. Another example was in the movie Invincible. And in the movie Invincible, a bartender named Vince Papale walks on to the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad, and he earns a spot on the roster, on the real team. Again, Vince was not quite as big as the other football players, but man, he gave it 100% every practice, and he gave it his all, and he worked his butt off. Now, his coaches loved him because he was such a hard worker, just like Rudy. However, his teammates resented him, especially at first, because he wasn't one of them. He wasn't one of these purebred football players that came out of college and worked their way up and all this other stuff. He was just somebody right off the street. Now, I think the best thing that you can do with your super employee is to mentor them to use their talents to help others on the team in a way that promotes teamwork. Help them see the importance of working with others, because ultimately that is what makes great teams. In the two examples I shared earlier, both based on true stories, by the way, both Rudy and Vince won the support of their teammates because they refused to give up. They refused to let others get to them. They saw the importance of teamwork, and almost simultaneously, their teammates realized that they were both great assets to the team. Their work ethics and dedication started to change the people around them. They became contagious. So today, I want to challenge you to ask yourself, what behaviors are you displaying that are contagious to your team members? Are your team members and peers willing to follow your lead because your actions and behaviors will make the team better? Or do they want to simply avoid you because you're on your own little island just out for yourself? The same thing goes for your super employees. Mentor them and allow their great work ethics to become a part of what the entire team strives for. That's how you keep them grounded. That's how you ensure your super employees take the whole team to another level. Hey, as always, thank you for listening. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.